mode or in public mode. And if you want to give a user a permission, then which type of permission do you want him to get, like the owner access or a commentator access or just view access. So there are various type of other rules as well. If you get deep into it, then you can learn about it more. And this was basic outline of what kind of security GCP provides to its users. Then comes machine learning. As many of you might be some machine learning enthusiasts as well, so there is something for all of them too. Like there are various types of machine learning models that GCP provides. For example, TensorFlow. And TensorFlow is a machine learning engine. It is an open source platform where you can deploy your applications and get all the machine learning related work done. For example, it has vision API, speech API, natural language API, translation API, video intelligence API. For example, here is an example of vision API. If you let's consider that you are using Google Lens and you scan a picture of a flower, then it starts showing the results related to that picture. It gets to know by its own machine learning model that yes, this is a picture of a flower and I need to show the results related to this thing only. So by this, you can train your models over the cloud servers and you can get all your work done. So this was a basic outline of some of the roles and some of the functionalities that GCP provides to its users. And if you want to know more about it, you can pursue a course named as Associate Cloud Engineering track. So this is the most basic professional certification which everyone comes with, and you will get 5 courses on Coursera with specialization. It comes with a duration of 40 hours, and it covers every basic functionalities which I had told about you, like compute engine, Kubernetes engine, app engine, various type of storages, etc., etc. And here are some popular destinations for learning and finding resources. So you can take either a screenshot so that if someone wants to learn more about GCP, wants to more learn about Google Cloud, then you can refer to these links and these channels as well. So thanks a lot. And if anyone have any kind of questions and want to discuss about any topic related to cloud or related to tech, then you all can come up with it.
Yeah, can you tell me about the clusters? What are clusters?
Okay, so if you have used App Engine, then there are clusters, something named as clusters. App Engine is a platform on GCP which is used to host web applications. In App Engine, you just need to push your code, your application code, and it will manage all those code and will run your application smoothly. Then clusters came into effect. Like if your website is like, it comes with load balancing powers. Your website is getting low traction, and at beginning your website is getting low, very much less load, and instantly you get more audience, you get more traffic, then your website would need to crash. So for that, containers comes in effect. Containers are just small functions, are small individual functions which acts independently. If the load is getting higher, the containers will replicate themselves and get all the work done without crashing the system. So I guess you get to know about containers. What are containers?
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Harshit.
What is cloud storage?
Okay, so cloud storage is something that all of you must have heard of. You must have heard of Google Drive, in which you can upload your files, your pictures, your videos, and you must have used Google Photos. Like it is a cloud platform which Google Cloud offers. So it is nothing but you are just keeping your files, you are just keeping your data over a virtual server, not on your hard drive or your pen drive. So anything which you store on virtual machines, on something which you can't touch or something which you can't see, then it is over cloud.
Is there any other computer behind this which is storing our data?
Sorry, I didn't get it.
मतलब कोई दूसरा कंप्यूटर होता है क्या जो हमारा डेटा स्टोर करता है, क्योंकि मेमोरी के खास से आगे क्लाउड के पास?
हाँ, ये कोई दूसरा कंप्यूटर ही होता है. लाइक आई जस्ट टोल्ड यू, क्लाउड इज नथिंग बट समवन एल्स कंप्यूटर. क्लाउड कुछ नहीं है, बस किसी और का कंप्यूटर है. ये सारा डेटा एक फिजिकल सर्वर में ही स्टोर होता है, लेकिन वो आप क्लाउड के थ्रू एक्सेस कर सकते हो. इंटरनेट के थ्रू आप अपनी प्लेस पे एक्सेस कर सकते हो. आपको जरूरी नहीं है कि आप उस फिजिकल सर्वर को, उस फिजिकल हार्ड ड्राइव को थ्रू वायर्स ही अपने कंप्यूटर या अपने लैपटॉप पे अटैच करके अपनी फाइल्स को यूज करो. यू कैन एक्सेस दोज फाइल्स by sitting or at your own place by using cloud computing. इसीलिए उसको क्लाउड स्टोरेज बोलते हैं.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to ask any kind of question, then you can come up with it. Sure. So in Kubernetes, like if you want to know in detail, let me explain you about it. But I would try to explain it in much simpler way I can. So Kubernetes engine comes up with two types of nodes. Now, what are nodes? Nodes are like a bifurcation of Kubernetes engine. Like in a car engine, there are various other parts as well, apart from the whole engine. So there are various nodes in a Kubernetes engine, which combinedly makes a Kubernetes engine. So there are two types of nodes in it: worker nodes and master nodes. So worker nodes have three processes that are pre-installed in it. First one is container runtime. It is an application named as Docker. It is an open source application. You can use it over the internet. Then comes kubelet. It is a function which through which you can interact with both the container and the node. And then comes a kube proxy. Like it forwards the request to master nodes, and then the master node will define how the work will be done and how the server will act upon some subsequent requests. So I guess you get to know more about Kubernetes engine, that it has two types of nodes, worker and master. Worker gets all the work done, and if all the functionalities, if all the requests are fine, then it redirects it to the master node. Master nodes gets all the work done according to that user's needs or the user's requirements.
So Docker is like a virtual machine.
No, Docker is an online platform which simulates all these requests, whether it needs to be transferred to master node or not. It acts as a communicator.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
What is the use of Kubernetes engine? Because we can do the same work previously, but why Kubernetes engine?
No, like in Kubernetes engine, it has various other applications as well. Like if you want to deploy a website or any application, then you can use Kubernetes engine. Apart from it, there is no other application which gives you so much priority. Like containers can run in both App Engine as well as Kubernetes engine. So load balancing already comes in place. You don't need to add additional load balancers in it. And Kubernetes engine comes with a whole pipeline. Like you can get access of any node you want, like any worker node, any master node. So because of all these reasons, because of better communication, because of better security reasons, because of better firewall rules, we use Kubernetes engine for all such applications and no other function of GCP.
So we can create our firewall rule also to improve the security.
Yes, and if you go to IAM, you can go through it also. So let me share my screen and let me show you all about it.
Oh, yeah, that would be great.
Just a second. Okay, so is my screen visible to everyone? If someone can confirm.
Yes, yes, it is
Yes.
visible.
Okay, so you can see a window here. It is the dashboard of Google Cloud Platform. You all can go over your website as well. You can all open a new tab on your phone or laptop and can search GCP console. Then click on the first link. This dashboard will come upon, and this is known as the GCP dashboard. Here on the top left corner, we can get a navigation bar, and here are all the functions that GCP provides. Here is the IAM and admin, which I had told you about. Here is Kubernetes, here is compute engine, and here is a function VM instance. You can create virtual machines from here. Then comes the cloud storage, Kubernetes engine, BigQuery, SQL. These are other type of storages which GCP provides. And there are various other products as well. As you might see that here are a hefty amount of applications which a user can use according to his or her needs. I just mentioned some of the most basic used functions over GCP. So as you might see in IAM as well, it's just taking some time to load. Okay, so here is my email ID associated with my name, and here is my project. So my first project, this is the project I am accessing, and here I am the only sole accessor of this project. So my name has been listed along with my email ID. So if there are multiple users on a same project, then all of them will be listed here, and you can control their roles from this place. You can control whether it should be a viewer access or an owner access or anything else. Then there comes compute engine. uh, Let me show how to create a virtual machine as well. So let it get, yeah.
So we are creating our own virtual machine in which our website will work.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you will go through, if you will log in directly on the GCP console, then it will charge you some amount. And if you want to get experience how does cloud work, if you want to access all those things, then you can go over cloudskillboost.google. You can sign in here using your institutional email ID, and you will get some free credentials by using which you can access all these applications. Okay, I guess there are not enough credits in my account right now. So I can't show you all, but as I told that you can also create a virtual machine using that compute engine function. And you will need to get some of the requirements done, like which type of operating system you want. You can either install a Linux or an Ubuntu over your virtual machine, and you can install as much RAM as you want, like 8 GB, 64 GB, 512 GB of RAM you can use, but the cost will be definitely higher as compared to lower ones. And you can assign number of virtual CPUs as well you want to get access to. So, but this way you can get your virtual machine hosted over cloud. Yes, Mohit.
Where can you please tell what is VPC network?
Yeah, sure. So VPC stands for Virtual Private Cloud. So as you might understand by the name, that it is used to access various other functions. Like if I want to access some files in my website, I have hosted my website over Kubernetes engine, and then I want some images to get accessed, which are stored over my cloud storage. Then you can use a VPC network to bridge the gap between both those functions which are present on GCP. Like the gap is between cloud storage and Kubernetes engine. Your website is accessing your files which are present on cloud storage. So for this reason, we can use VPC network. It will bridge the gap. It will make a virtual private cloud for your need, and it will satisfy all the requirements as well.
Okay, Via. And Via, what is VM instance?
VM instance are nothing but virtual machines. VM stands for virtual machine.
Okay, Via, thank you.
Can you please explain what is Cloud Console?
Cloud console is the whole window. Like there are two things. It is a type. It is an access way. Like you can access GCP using three ways. Either you can use your mobile phone. Either you can use the cloud console. The window which I had shown you, the dashboard, is known as the cloud console. And then comes the cloud shell or SDK. It is a command line prompt in which we can type in the codes and can get our work done. Okay, so Tanush, there are three cloud companies which are dominating right now: Microsoft Azure, uh, Amazon Web Services, and Google Cloud Platform. So everyone of them have their own uniqueness, own market share, own functionalities. So if GCP provides a better infrastructure, then Azure provides a better platform services. So I can't tell you like is GCP more secured or is Azure or AWS more secured. But yes, every platform is unique in their own terms, and you can get a feel of every platform, and then you can decide whether you want to learn about GCP or AWS or Microsoft Azure. Okay, so buckets, like let's take an example. Like you want to fill water in some container, then you might use buckets. So bucket are like containers in which water is being holded. So buckets, when you create, you need to create buckets in a cloud storage. So in cloud storage, if you want to store your pictures, your family photos, then you might need some place in which those photos will be stored. You can't store it. You can't directly go over cloud storage and ask it to upload your photos and store it. You need to create some buckets. You need to create a bucket. A bucket comes with a name which is global, which is provided by you, its own unique ID, which is globally unique, and then those pictures will be uploaded in that bucket only. So bucket is a container over cloud. It acts as a container in which your files will be stored.
How can we use APIs with our Kubernetes engine?
APIs are like if you know that APIs are some applications which we can use directly without getting on those platforms. So Kubernetes engine is an API. Like I was sharing my screen before, and I go on over compute engine, and there was an option that try this API. So compute engine is also an API which we are using with the help of Google Cloud Platform.
So we can use multiple APIs on our
Yeah.
first same project.
Yes.
Okay. So we can use SQL also for our projects, for our output and all that stuff.
Yeah, sure. Let me try to
So SQL
run
is also
some
a
lab.
API thing,
Yes.
or it is different?
Yes. API is like some application which you are using by not directly installing it over your server, but over the cloud. So compute engine is an example of API. Cloud SQL is an example of API. These are all APIs which you are using, and all these APIs has been integrated over GCP.
So we have to pay for each API, or is it a thing that GCP gives us the access of API?
If you are using it for your personal use, for your for your own benefit, but then you need to pay for it. But if you are using it for learning purposes, then you get some credits in like for free by Google Cloud to access all those labs and get to know how all those labs work, but
So we
not
can
just
learn through it.
theoretically but also practically as well.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so if someone have something to ask, then you can proceed.
Can you tell what are the biggest cloud computing providers and databases?
So I told like AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. These are the three most biggest competitors in the market right now. But there are some other small players as well, like Balsamic Cloud and Alibaba Cloud and various other platforms as well. So you can use any one of them. But the highest market share is of AWS, I guess, right now. Which cloud service is good for beginners? Like if you want to learn, I didn't get it in which way you want to ask. Like if you want to start learning about cloud, then which function should you learn first? Are you asking about that?
Can you tell how it is different from mobile computing?
Sorry.
Can you tell how cloud computing is different from mobile computing?
Okay, so mobile computing is not a defined keyword, but you can refer it by using various applications. So mobile computing is what? Like you are using your phone and you are using various applications like Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp. So this may be termed as mobile computing. But if you are using, but it is also on cloud. For example, on WhatsApp, if you share a message and it gets transferred directly to your friend without any delay in and it at a very instant. So how does it work? The message gets on the server which are present on cloud, and then it is being transferred to your friend's phone using that server. So it is also done using cloud. It is done using cloud technology and servers and storages. So it is not no there is not much difference, but just a difference in the platform, like you are using phone or a laptop or computer. these things will work on cloud only.
Hello, Aditya. Can you please tell if I am a beginner, like I have no complete knowledge about cloud? How can I start start cloud computing right now? Can you please tell the path?
Yeah, sure. So let me tell you about my path, how I began. So in my first year, there is a program named as 30 Days of Google Cloud, which was recently again launched by DSC. So you must all have heard of it. Has been renamed this year, I guess, but earlier it was known as 30 Days of Google Cloud. So I enrolled in that. I got all those labs and quizzes done in a month. So you get a month and 200 credits, and you can use those credits to run all particular labs, and you can get a feel of how does it feel to work on cloud. How can we create a virtual machine? How can we create buckets and upload our data over cloud? How can we integrate various applications across each other using a virtual private cloud? So I started with that, and after completing the whole course, I got a specialization which I told you all about. It is a course of it is a combination of 5 courses which you get over Coursera. It was all sponsored by Google Cloud. Then I completed that. After that, I got to know about the mentors. So Google Cloud was looking for some mentors all over the nation who can teach other students about cloud computing. So I was selected as a mentor over there, and now I have been like I have got 2 interview calls and 2 offer letters from companies for DevOps engineer role. So if a beginner wants to start learning about cloud, then the programs offered by DSC are a perfect way. Either you can choose 30 days of Google Clouds, or there is a program named Cloud Learn to Earn, or various programs are being released by DSCs for cloud enthusiasts. So you can start with that. Then you can get over the Coursera wala specialization. You can complete it. It is a series combination of 5 courses, which includes various video lectures, various labs, various quizzes, questions. And if you would talk about your professional journey, then for the very first thing you need to do would be getting your ACE done. ACE is Associate Cloud Engineer. It is the very basic and very first professional certification which you can get. So this would act as a pathway. First would be programs offered by DSC, such as 30 days of Google Cloud or Cloud Learn to Earn. Then that specialization over Coursera, and in between you can create your own projects over cloud using cloud. Like you had made a website and whose backend is hosted over GCP completely. Then you can make such projects as well side by side, and ultimately you can get your A's done. And after A's, there are various other certifications as well. We can, which I can tell you about. You all can ping me over LinkedIn if you want to know more about cloud. So this would be a pathway, if you would ask me. Yeah, thanks, Anshu. Okay, so GKE autopilot means like GKE stands for Google Kubernetes Engine. Like as the name suggests, autopilot means that human intervention will no longer be needed. So the Kubernetes engine will manage all the applications which are going on. The server will automatically scale up and down according to the traffic, and no human intervention will be needed if you will switch to GKE autopilot mode. Same comes with VM instances as well. You can use preemptible VMs. There is a term named as preemptible virtual machines that are used for the same purpose. It is like autopilot. No human intervention will be needed, and you can use virtual machines without a human sitting in front of a laptop screen watching it, doing it all the work. So there are various things which you can use in autopilot mode.
How is traffic regulated in GKE?
In GK, not specifically, but over all the cloud services, traffic is regulated by using various zones and regions. Like the globe is completely divided into various regions. So you can either deploy your virtual machine in a specific zone or a region. Like you are deployed a virtual machine in Mumbai and you are accessing it using like for example आप मुंबई में बैठे हो एंड आप एक्सेस कर रहे हो दुबई का सर्वर। तो अगर दुबई के सर्वर में क्रैश आता है या फिर दुबई के सर्वर में कोई दिक्कत आती है तो आपका वर्क भी अफेक्ट होगा। सिमिलरली अगर आप मल्टीपल रीजन्स में अपना सर्वर डिप्लॉय करते हो, लाइक आप मुंबई में बैठे हो, आपने दिल्ली प्लस दुबई दोनों के सर्वर में अपना सेम एप्लीकेशन डिप्लॉय किया है, अपनी सेम वर्चुअल मशीन डिप्लॉय की है, तो अगर दुबई के सर्वर में कोई दिक्कत आई तो दिल्ली का सर्वर वुड हेल्प यू, इट विल गेट योर वर्क डन।
Okay, multiple servers help a lot.
Yeah, multiple servers helps in the situation when the system crashes. So it is better to deploy your application in multiple regions than a single region.
Okay, so what in GKE autopilot, if the traffic is high, so what does it do?
So the containers will get an effect. Like containers are individual functions. A container can be understood like as a complete virtual machine, a complete operating system. So those containers will replicate itself. Then with its replication, the memory will also be doubled, the RAM will also be doubled, the number of CPUs will also be doubled. Then the load can be accumulated over virtual or various containers. So if the load increases, then container will replicate themselves and get the work done.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, AI can be implemented in cloud. Like you can use various APIs, Vision API. You can use Vision API to recognize various pictures. Like I told you about from the example of Google Lens. If you frame a Google Lens in front of a flower, it will start showing you results related to that particular flower only. If you will use Google Translational API, then you can translate from any language, from like English to Hindi, English to Japanese, Japanese to Chinese. And there are various other machine learning APIs in Google Cloud, which you can try out. Yes, Harshit.
Sir, I am in from Gdsc 4 branch, so how can I learn AI/ML?
Okay, so for AI/ML, either you can use LinkedIn Learning. Like if you want to get courses which are highly reputed and free of cost, then you can all get to know about LinkedIn Learning. It can be accessed free of cost. You can watch how to sign in over that platform from YouTube. And there are a number of courses for every domain, for cloud computing, AI/ML, cybersecurity, everything.
Okay.
Okay, so let me show you how to create a virtual machine now. The lab has been started. Okay, is my screen visible?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, so as you can see, I had started a lab named as creating a virtual machine. So if we go over open console, then you can sign in with the credentials provided by the platform Cloud Skill Boost. A username and a password will be provided to every user, and it is unique every time. So as you all can see, Here is a dashboard of GCP, Google Cloud Platform. Here are some terms and conditions which you need to agree before getting through. And here are the complete details of what are the processes being run on. As I had just started out, you can see that there are no data, there are no APIs running at the moment, and the graph is empty. And let us create a virtual machine. So in Kubernetes engine, and compute engine. In compute engine, we will go on VM instances. And here is an option of create instance. Let us click on it, and you can name your instance. Like let me name it Aditya 1234. You can choose your region. There are various regions which are provided in every place, like US Central 1, East 1, and various other. So let us choose US Central 1. Here are zones which are further being divided. Let us choose the default zone which we are provided. And here is some machine configuration, like how many virtual CPUs do you need, how much RAM would you need. Like you can see for 4 GB of RAM, I am paying $25.46 a month. If you will increase the size of RAM, then the cost will also increase. Like I had chosen 128 GB. Now the cost has gone higher to $783 a month. So you can choose according to your need, according to your specifications. Now from here you can see like Linux 11 is being pre-installed as an operating system here. You can change it also. You can create a firewall rule. Either you want to allow HTTP traffic or not, and you can simply hit on create. Now a virtual machine is being created with my name, Aditya 1234. So it is under progress. Once the creation is done, you will get an internal IP address as well as an external IP address to connect it with other functions using VPC. So using IP address, you can get access to a service by setting everywhere else. So by this way, we had created our own virtual machine.
What is the difference between HTTP traffic and HTTPS traffic?
It is just configuration difference. Like earlier, the websites were given HTTP configuration, but nowadays the websites with HTTPS configuration are considered as secured. Like for example, if you are using a public Wi-Fi network ever, then if you are using a website with HTTP configuration, then it halts you. Then it provides you with an alert that this website might be treated with some virus. It is not considered as safe. So for that purpose, you can either choose that if you want to access those HTTP wali configuration website or not, and or you can use both HTTP and HTTPS as well. The difference is only about security.
Okay.
Thank you, Aditya.
Thanks a lot, Kriti. If we are no longer available with some more questions, then I guess you can take over.
Yeah, sure. Now I will request Isha Dabas, our Gdsc lead, to share some further details.
Okay, so hi everyone, and thank you all for joining and for being such a patient audience. So basically, this is a wrap-up session of our Google Cloud Career Practitioners campaign. This was the campaign which we launched in November, you can say in the beginning of December. So this campaign was led by our facilitator Ankita Kataria, and in this campaign, we provided students an opportunity to kickstart their learning on cloud technology and implement the learning by enabling them to build projects on the Google Cloud Console. As part of this journey, the campaign has also helped the students to prepare for the Google Cloud certifications. The successfully registered students had the chance to get the hands-on experience of the labs and the chance to access the cloud engineering learning path on Google Cloud Skill Boost Camp. Thank you so much, Aditya, for mentoring this session and for being part of our cloud campaign.
Thanks a lot, Isha, and thank you everyone for asking such questions and making this session an interactive one. If anyone wants to connect with me, you can connect with me over LinkedIn. I guess someone has dropped a link over the chat box as well. And you can, if you want to know more about cloud, if you want to know how can we start our journey in cloud, or if you are an intermediate student, and if you want to know how to get in cloud in a professional manner, then you can ask me out on LinkedIn, and I'll try to help you out. So thanks a lot, everyone.
Also, guys, we will be sharing our upcoming sessions details on our social media platform. We have planned many sessions for the coming year. So you can either contact to me on my LinkedIn or to our on our social media handles if you have any suggestions on what technology we should plan more sessions on. And with this, Kriti, you can carry on.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining the event. We have shared Aditya's LinkedIn ID and our GDSC lead, Isha Abbas's LinkedIn ID in the chat box. If in case you have any kind of query, then you can contact them. And now you all may leave. We are ending the meet. Thank you so much.